against UAlbany. Again, wrapping up the weekend against an America East team. Bryant, a very good serving team as well. BC in the home white. Danica Rock with the serve to get us underway. One hand set poked over. Lucy Mott with the dig. Brooklyn Yellen, the libero, for Audrey Ross, who powers it off the block and out. Audrey Ross, one of those who sort of got some much-needed rest in a 4-set win over Stonehill last night. Did not have to come on until partway through the 4th set. Had a couple late kills that allowed BC to get out of Dodge with a 4-set win last night against the Skyhawks.
And really just coming into her own now as a veteran player, playing almost every second out there.
Back set, tipped down the line and in. That is Ruth Ocelli, the true freshman from Sugar Land, Texas. This is a Bryant team with 2 excellent freshman pin hitters. Ocelli's one, Caitlin Curran, the Long Island native, is the other. Tough pass there for Ross, and then the third ball won't make it over from Anna Harrington. There's a perfect case of the good serving that time from Curran.
Yeah, it's going to be really important to this matchup. Bryant is a pretty good serving team, so how Boston College passes off of it's going to be so crucial. Good read there as that was long.
One good serve for Curran, that one goes long. This has always been a very good serving program under the longtime head coach, Teresa Garlisi. They were top 50 nationally in aces per set a year ago. That has been a common trend with this Bryant team. Brooklyn Yellen serving for BC. Challenges Curran with that one. Ocelli off the net. Yellen with a dig. Lucy Mott sets it up. Ross again. Off of Curran and out. 2 good early swings for Audrey Ross.
Yeah, and you mentioned getting a little bit of a breather yesterday, but just jumps right back in. She is that consistent veteran left side for this Boston College team.
20 kills against Harvard on Thursday. 3rd time in her career she hit that milestone. Curran with a clean pass here, set to the outside, and Ugolini turned away, tipped over by Ross. Out to Harrington. Ugolini again, off-speed shot, a little bit of a knuckleball, and Yellen didn't get a great read on it.
Really good vision, though, to find that open spot after the Eagles' block was in good position on the initial try.
2 good freshman pins for Bryant. Ugolini is the standard bearer, though, the senior from Italy, 2-time All-America East first-teamer. Mott to the middle. Bella Ehrlich sends that one long. Jason Kennedy talked about this weekend trying to emphasize the middles a little bit more. It's been kind of an up and down road, though, for both the talented freshman Bella Ehrlich as well as Cornelia Roach. Grace Milliken, though, had a pretty efficient night last night against Stonehill.
And that's always one of the things adjusting to Jason Kennedy's offense for these setters is setting the middle. Actually got lucky there as that one goes over.
Yeah, a little bit of a tough pass from Ross sort of took her out of the equation as Mott had to set from right underneath her. But Ehrlich was there, put the tip in a good spot. Now we get to the setter change. Hannah Hoffman back in the lineup tonight for BC. Coming off a career-high 21 assists last night against Stonehill. Pass, a good one from Karina Barron. Nice diving effort by Hoffman to get there. Ross powers it. Barron controls. Ugolini down the line, that's long. And it is off the block, though. Some discussion there amongst the officials, and Ugolini will get credit for the tip.
Oh, really good job by Boston College to keep that point even going. An excellent dig by Hoffman.
Claudia Camacho Castro, the sophomore from Puerto Rico, with the serve for Bryant. And an ace. She is their leading server. 17 aces now on the year for the DS.
Such a good top spin serve.
In the direction of Ross again. Hoffman will set it to her. Ross off the block. Tipped over. Bumped up for Ugolini again. Through the block. Picked up by Rock. Yellen collided with her. Sam Hoppus first swing. Nice pickup by Barron. Dumped over on 2. Yellen saves it. Hoffman spins it up. Rock elects to play it deep. Keller. Tough slide set. And it will land in between Hoppus and Yellen on the tip from Brooklyn Talmadge.
I mean, that's one of those points. It's a lot of really good efforts by Boston College to keep it going, but they consistently were the team that had to kind of be out of sorts to keep it going. Bryant was in good position to get a couple of opportunities, and they find an opening. They have a 7-4 lead.
Camacho Castro again with the serve. Rock controls that one. Back to Hoppus again. Ripped. Nice dig by Camacho Castro. Ugolini, roll shot right to Hoffman. Yelland will set it for Hoppus. Off the hands. Barron dives in. Kohler to the middle. The tip. Saved by Yelland. Out it goes to Ross. Her swing. Saved by Barron. Back row chance for Curran. Off the hands of Ehrlich. Hoffman to the front. Ehrlich can't get there. Just not quite a clean set from Hoffman that time, and it was out of the reach of Ehrlich.
That's what we talked about with that setting the middles quickly in Jason Kennedy's offense. So certainly a point of emphasis to try to get them involved. That was a little behind.
Good run here. Will come to an end as Camacho Castro blasts it long. Sequoia Lane will enter into the front row, coming off a career-high 16 kills last night against Stonehill. Audrey Ross serving for BC. Barron, good pass. Kohler to the outside. Ugolini squeezes it off the net cord. It's already 3 kills for the Bryant senior. Ross with the pass. Hoffman to the middle. Tipped. Saved by Camacho Castro. Push shot from Curran off the antenna. Now we can see the Bryant game plan early on with the serve. They're going to go after those left sides when they're in the serve receive for BC.
And it's something that we've been talking about for a couple of years now, and Jason Kennedy's certainly aware of it.
Nice save by Ehrlich. Hoppus can't put it away. Curran around the block. Saved by Lane. Ross, can she keep it in? Yes. Oh, and a muff pass by Camacho Castro. Audrey Ross just chucked it over to keep it alive, and Camacho Castro maybe took her eye off it at the last moment.
Yeah, a rare mistake there.
And that goes as a kill, believe it or not, for Ross. Talmadge on the slide, finds the back line. The Bulldogs able to quickly respond. Nina Gavin, Massachusetts native, will check in to serve here. Lane has trouble with that long run. Ross can't bring it back. Maybe a little bit of indecision as to whether to play that ball or not from Lane. And already 3 aces in the first 11 points for Bryant. That one cut into the net.
Do get that sometimes. Obviously a high ace team, you're going to trade some errors with it. They had 13 of them earlier this afternoon against Stonehill.
They were plus 10 in the ace category against the Skyhawks. The Eagles get back to their setter switch, so Mott returns along with Harrington. Camacho Castro the pass. Back row set. Ugolini picked up by Yelland. Tight set for Mott. Lane has to tip it over. Punch back over. Yelland able to make the save. Well, then couldn't make the play down on the ground. London Hunt had the last touch in there. The senior from Texas picks up her first point.
A couple of times the Eagles have gotten really tight to the net on some of these, and then they're kind of still there. We've seen bodies kind of trampling over each other. Bryant's done a pretty good job just taking them out of their rhythm here in this first set.
Roach didn't get all of that one. Push shot and a nice effort there by Ocelli. A lot of spin on that ball. Diving effort from Harrington, couldn't pop it up.
It's interesting because, at this point, it's 8 kills for Bryant at this point. It feels like a lot of them have landed in the front row.
And another ace. Some late movement on the serve from Kohler. Ace number 4 for the Bulldogs.
Kind of the exact game plan that we expected to see today.
Lane will take it with a hand pass. Quick set to Roach. She's able to squeeze it through the block. First kill for Cornelia Roach, who was able to sit and watch last night against Stonehills. Grace Milliken came in off the bench in a starter's role and put up 8 kills, 7 blocks. Danica Rock back in to serve for BC. Short serve picked up by Curran. Back it goes Ocelli off the deflection. Mott pass Roach, tipped by Ross. Barron with the bump set. Out of the back row, Ugolini finds the corner.
Boy, she's impressive coming out of that back row.
Out of the timeout, Bryant putting BC behind the 8 ball early on, trying to hand the Eagles their first loss of the year. Caitlin Curran serving for Bryant. Mott with the back set, Hoppus, Barron able to get enough of it. Ugolini over the block, picked up by Rock. Mott to the outside for Ross. Cross corner, Ugolini saves it. Chance Ocelli on the tip. Mott is there. Ross, no approach, doesn't matter. Kohler the back set, Ocelli picked up nicely. Set from Roach for Harrington. Curran got enough of it. Longest rally of the night. Ugolini can't put it away. Long bump set over to Ross. Off the net and out. Did it catch an arm? It did not. Jason Kennedy near the challenge card. Does not look like he's going to pull the trigger, though. Ross definitely hit that one into the net, just a matter of whether or not it clipped off a Bryant player. Ross with the pass, set for Harrington. Curran can't control it.
Well, one thing that's been a theme for Bryant, as much as we talked about the serving, is, you know, when the right sides for BC has tried to go cross court like that, it felt like Bryant has dug every one. That was the first one, right side getting a point coming cross court like that.
Yeah, Harrington and Hoppus have put up good numbers just about all weekend. Back set, Ocelli blocked. That's the first for BC tonight. Ross and Ehrlich putting up the roof.
Well, we know how important Boston College's block is to their success. And, you know, the amazing piece is that's still true even without the national leader in blocks from last year, Julia Haggerty.
Ehrlich has come in and played that role fairly well. Tip from Ugolini over the head of Ross and out.
Really good read. That's close on that side. It's a really difficult shot to read, but Ross makes the correct decision.
A little mini run here for BC. 3 straight for the Eagles to get back within 4. Yelland with the serve. Off the net cord. Picked up by Hunt. Ugolini turned away. Harrington and Ehrlich over to turn it aside. And a timeout taken by the Bulldogs. 4 straight for the Eagles.
Front going along with Roach, who had been there, and because we trust our pins and how good they are as blockers, we feel like it can still be a strength, and you're seeing it so far.
Ehrlich got a couple more there. On we go. Ehrlich puts it away. That's a big sequence for the freshman.
Yeah, really great job up front. But, you know, worth noting Brooklyn Yelland as well, who makes the initial pass to give Mott a chance, and that's one of the reasons she's out there, that non-setter setting.
Yelland with the serve still, and an ace. First of the night for BC. Number 13 on the year for the Eagles libero. Chance to even it up. Another tough serve, saved by Kohler, tipped right to Mott. Yelland will set it for Ross, in from the pin. Took Kohler out. Bump set up for Ocelli. It's blocked. Kohler keeps it alive. Barron goes right back. Ocelli again down the line. And off Yelland out of bounds. Good strike there by Ocelli. The 6-0 run has BC at least back within striking distance. Barron's serve right at Ross. Back set, Harrington, no block. Look out below.
And it's a good read for the back set, too. And there was no one there to defend against Harrington.
Some of the setting combinations a little mixed up today for BC. They're without Aubrey Moore, who's been a regular starter. So Harrington, who had been paired with Moore, now paired with Lucy Mott. And Sam Hoppus, who had been working with Mott, is now with Hannah Hoffman. Hoffman there with the dig. Ross squares up, hits it off the high hands. Back set Ocelli. Ross got a piece. Hoppus pulls it off the net. Ross will get another look. Drives it off the block and out. That's the powerful swing from the junior.
Couple of times really trying to wind up there. And Jason Kennedy always talks about, can you get terminal when you need to? BC's come all the way back, squared this at 17.
Making an 8-1 run as Hoffman gets an ace. Ocelli may have thrown off Barron there, just kind of had a little bit of movement in front of her. Hoffman again off the net cord, that'll drop. 2 in a row for the senior. Timeout Bryant. Second and final timeout for the Bulldogs. This set has been flipped on its head. Bryant had a 7-point lead. BC on a 9-1.
They've shown their ability to get on a run.
And there's another. There was an out call from the Bryant bench, and then Curran elected to make a late play on it. That was going to be a very close call either way.
I'm not sure that was a guaranteed out by any means. It was just a great serve by Hoffman to make it a really difficult choice.
3 aces in a row for Hoffman. Barron handles this one. Kohler to the middle. Tipped over. Hoffman will get a chance to set it for Ross. Off the net, it's blocked out. Not the easiest of sets, but again, Audrey Ross can do a lot with it.
And you just, you look at a set like this and you love the fact that BC's dug out the way they've dug out, because it was not going the right direction early.
Hoffman powers it long. This time Curran gets out of the way. But a good run nonetheless from Hoffman. 2 big runs, one from Yellen, one from Hoffman, but now here comes Claudia Camacho Castro, who strung a couple points together for Bryant in her first service run. Ross takes it, gets some air under it, gets the set, and puts it away.
Just credit for a great pass from Ross, right? I mean, that's the serve that you talked about when Bryant went on their run early in this first set. And Ross does a great job to read it, put a pass in a spot where she can get it back.
And it's not necessarily the perfect pass, right? It's not putting Hoffman sort of right on the net, but it's got air under it, gives her a chance to make a play. Ugolini off balance, Yellen fights it off. Hoffman, Ross out of the back row, airmailed that one. Now just trying to feed the hot hand there. Ross couldn't find a target, and now Ariana Ugolini will serve for the Bulldogs. Bryant going to make a change. Kohler comes out, will be replaced by Leah Mackey in the front row, so no true setter on the floor right now for the Bulldogs. They get Mackey in for the blocking. Lane, an overpass, tipped back down, kept alive. I think there was a double contact on Hoffman. Jason Kennedy not going to protest that one. And he will take a timeout, though. First timeout taken by BC. They just want to talk over the strategy a little bit here.
Everybody knows how important she is. So it's a tough thing to have to, live up to that day in and day out. And, to her credit, she's done a really nice job rising to the occasion so far this year.
BC adjustment, lane out, and an ace for Ugolini. They brought in Danica Rock to pass the serve, so Ugolini went the other way. Goes at Ross and comes up with another ace. Chance for the Bulldogs to tie. Pendulum starting to swing back in the Bryant direction here. Line drive. Ross elects to play it. Yellen will have to set it. All the way over to Rock. Her swing through the block. Kept alive, but then flung over and out. Well, Rock's an interesting story. Has played a lot of the back row early on for BC, but they've started to use her in this role a little bit more. When they need the serve receive, she comes in and she can swing it a bit.
And that's where, when you have an attribute that really adds to the team, it gets you on the floor. And then once you're on the floor, you can kind of earn your way into bigger and bigger opportunities. And it's felt that kind of the case, because as you said, they've had to have her out there because of how well she's passed.
Serve from Savannah Curtis, not able to make the diving save there, as Talmadge able to squeeze it through the block. Big side out there for Bryant. Here comes Nina Gavin back in to serve. And again, they'll take Kohler off the floor. So again, no true setter out there. Leah Mackey back in for blocking. Ross right in the middle of the serve receive here. Gavin puts it at Rock. Hoffman to the middle. Roach is blocked, kept alive. Hoffman sent it over. Camacho Castro set it, and Mackey put it away. Clearly, this is something the Bulldogs have worked on a ton and in practice, and a great set by Camacho Castro there.
Yeah, it's just an excellent job. I mean, once that ball came over on what looked like it was going to be a free play, Hoffman actually did a decent job to make it at least a challenge.
Rock puts some air under that ball. Set back. Hoppus can't squeeze it through. Camacho Castro again. This time Curran, and it's off the antenna. So again, Bryant able to work without the setter Kohler on the floor. She'll come back on here for set point for BC. Eagles have gotten to their setter switch, so it'll be the sophomore Lucy Mott trying to serve it out. Kohler in the front row right now. Bryant trying to get their bearings in the rotation, and Teresa Garlisi going to check with the official to see where everyone should be. This is sort of the other side of that coin, right? When you're making so many in-rotation moves, you have to make sure everyone knows where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Don't want to risk an out-of-rotation call on set point.
Officials need to make sure they know as well.
Down official just double-checking with the table. Kohler is in the front row, so only has the two hitting options, Talmadge and Curran. Let's see where Mott elects to go with the serve here. Down the line, it's out. Just kept drifting to the right. And we'll have extras here in the first, tied at 24. And now Kohler goes to the back. Already one ace for her tonight. Pass from Rock. Yelland calls off Hoffman, sets Rock, missed the block. Tried to go off the high hands and sent it high. And Jason Kennedy says, let's take a timeout and talk about it. 24 wins. The Bulldogs trying to stop BC's win streak at 11. Rock has some trouble with it. Yelland will set her, though. Rock swing off the block, picked up by Ugolini. Chance for Curran. Ross saves it. Long run for Mott. Rock on the angle. Finds the corner. Oh, just barely snuck it in there, did Danica Rock.
Oh, that's such a good shot. And even Teresa Garlisi couldn't believe it actually went in. Wow. How about that shot in a big moment, huh?
Absolutely. And on a tough angle, too. Now Rock serving at 25 all. Curran. Kohler to the middle. Talmadge tipped it. That drops. That was actually London Hunt. Didn't get all of it on the swing, but it actually worked out in her favor.
Yeah, it really did, because Eagles' block was early, and so they were on the downswing and couldn't control it.
Second set point, Curran serve. Yelland, Mott to the back. Harrington tipped, turned away, kept alive by Roach, sent over by Mott. Free ball for Bryant to win the set. Hunt puts it away. The Bulldogs answer after a couple big BC runs, and Bryant takes it in extra points, 27-25. Bulldogs grab the first set on the road. Audrey Ross, there really wasn't much effective.
Yeah, I thought they did a really good job limiting the right side for sure. And we talked about when you can add in some of those aces, it makes a big difference.
Now they go to the right side to start. Harrington turned away and then to the middle for Cornelia Roach.
But just again, to just repeat where we were, right? So Bryant gets up 16-9. Boston College then goes on a run to go all the way up to 21-17. And I mean, it just, not that it's over, obviously, but it just feels that way.
Right.
So what a credit to Bryant to be able to respond out of that after having a big lead, giving it up, to stay in it, survive even a set point, and go from there.
Into the middle, that one sent long. They flip-flop hitters there. That was Ocelli out of the middle that time, but put too much behind it. BC trying to race ahead here to start out set 2. That one long from Yelland. That's the third missed serve for the Eagles. And 9 total aces in that first set. It's a lot.
Bryant with 5 of them, and they were certainly important.
Almost got another one there. Diving effort by Mott, and that will get credited as an ace to Curran. 2-time a top 50 player on Long Island, according to Newsday. Goes at Ross with this one. Mott to the middle. Ehrlich with a big shot. So a couple kills out of the middle early on here for BC, and I'm sure that's something Jason Kennedy will be very happy about, to see Ehrlich and Roach start to get more involved in the offense.
Yeah, I think certainly so, and it just adds such an element to your setters, right? When you know that's an option, it'll open up the right side, I think, as well.
Also means you're seeing good passing from the Eagles. Off the net, Ugolini able to squeeze it inside the block. Barron serve. Ross had a tough time with it. Gets the bump set from Rock. Put it off the block. Curran there. Long set back for Ocelli. Hoffman out to Ross again. Did it get a piece of the block? Yes, it did. Teresa Garlisi saying it did not. The down official nodding, says yes, it did. Now Bryant is going to elect to challenge here. First, Green for a little bit of a spell in the back row. Allie Nett, the freshman from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, will check in.
I mean, it is a process too, right? I mean, she is going to be so important that you do have to give her a spell here and there.
And this may also be, again, just get another defensive specialist in the back row for serve receive. Ugolini off balance swing. Hoffman to the back. Hoppus able to tag Kohler. Ugolini tips it. Hoffman got a piece of it on the run by. Rock swing. Diving save by Barron. Ugolini brings it back across. Pushed over to the corner. Nat was there. Hoffman in the middle, and Ehrlich rips it.
Best set of the middle of the day so far for Hoffman. Really good one. And again, you know, it's not going to result in a point, but again, a couple of really good swings from Rock. Good play going back. She's just earning more and more minutes on the floor.
She took 2 swings last night against Stonehill. They were to give BC set point and to win the match.
Yeah.
Big swing there. Again, Ocelli out of the middle. Design play for the Bulldogs. This time it works out. And the only reason she was in the front row at that stage in the 4th set in extra points was because BC was up against the sub-limit.
Right.
Here's Claudia Camacho Castro. Yelland with the pass, a good one. Hoffman in the middle. Ehrlich again. Nice pickup by Curran. Ugolini on 2. Nat, Mott, or Hoffman, excuse me, to Hoppus. Nice pickup by Camacho Castro. Back row, Curran into the net. Yeah, Ehrlich saying she didn't get a piece there, and the officials agree.
Been pretty good from the back row. Again, much of that has been Ugolini. That one just a little bit short.
Ehrlich will get a chance to serve. Barron takes the pass. Kohler for Ugolini. Over the block and out wide. That one just faded on her. Kohler over on 2.
Smart play.
Really held it until the last minute.
Yep.
Everybody caught flat-footed on the other side for BC. That's the 15th kill of the year for the junior setter. Bryant has toyed with a 6-2 at times. Madison Keem, true freshman's the backup, does have over 100 assists on the year. Off the block deflection, Kohler to the middle. Yellen dives for the save. Rock again off the block, comes to Curran. Back row shot. The block is there for BC this time. Cornelia Roach up there to get it.
It's only officially that's 3 blocks for Boston College in the match, but it feels like when the Eagles have been on runs and gotten their points, their block has really been impactful, maybe even more so than you might expect from only that many.
Just to take away some of the hitters' eyes and force them to change their plan, perhaps.
In fact, they're going to say that one was just into the net.
Curran into the block, put up on top. Bryant a little unsure what they're doing there. Ugolini over. Yelland will set it for Harrington. Took something off that one. Curran around the block and just out of the reach of Yellen. That is the first kill for Curran tonight. She'd been blocked a couple times. Nina Gavin checks back in to serve.
That's after 3 straight games with 10-plus kills for Curran.
12 in the match earlier today against Stonehill. Set to the middle, blocked and in. BC tried to throw a wrinkle out of the playbook with Harrington running the middle, but nobody there to pick up the deflection off the block. Bryant will look to pull back even here. Matt stepped in front of Rock. Rock will get the swing. Nice save by Camacho Castro. Ugolini off the net, right to Nat. Back set from Mott. Harrington, again, had to take something off of it. Gavin out of the back row. They don't call her number all that often, but that was a good swing.
Yeah, an excellent set as well. And BC, you know, this is one of those moments with Ross off the floor trying to find where are you going when you really need a point.
Mott to the middle. They go to Roach, the 5th year. Really just broke into the starting rotation last year. And Julia Haggerty obviously drew so much attention. Roach has just continued to grow and grow throughout her career.
Yeah, as much as anyone, the growth from when she came in as a freshman, really not playing a ton as a freshman, to where she is a consistent regular in the starting lineup right now is really everything you could hope in terms of a development story.
And especially for somebody who started playing late in her career, again, sort of by current standards, right? Just picked it up partway through high school. Here's Kohler serving. Ross back in, and that one evades her. Another ace for Kohler, her second. And then Bryant will grab its first lead of the set at 10-9. It's now 7 aces for the Bulldogs. Yellen lets that one go out. Right now, that ace error equation very much working out for Bryant. +3 in that department. Good pass from Ugolini. Curran off the block and out. We talked about Bryant being able to distribute the ball to a bunch of different players in that first set. If now Curran starts to get it going, that just adds to it.
Yeah, you mentioned the balance, and it's hard to point to one thing, right? They've just done a lot well.
Ehrlich turned away. Good double down by Ocelli. She and Hunt with the big block on the freshman Ehrlich. Curran serve out. Good read by Rock there. Tracked it well. Setter change for the Eagles. Hoffman and Hoppus re-enter. Jason Kennedy grabbing a quick word with Lucy Mott there, just about that. Set to the middle.
I mean, you know, even though she's in a very important role as a sophomore, still relatively young. Still didn't play a ton last year.
Ocelli on top. Yellen made a great save. Will extend the rally. Kohler to the middle. Hunt, tip. Hoffman picked it up. Yellen will set for Ross. Barron all over that. Ugolini off balance. Hoffman there. Yellen back to Ross again. Through the block and down. Now the formula is pretty simple. If Yellen's setting, put some air under it, let Audrey Ross go and get it.
She has her 8th kill, but it's not just that, right? It's hitting 300, even with 20 attempts so far.
Has a third of the team's total attack attempts. Ugolini out of the middle. Rock able to make the adjustment. Yellen will set for Ross again. And she puts another one down. Little mini run here for the Eagles with Hoffman again at the line. Kohler to the outside. Ugolini able to find the seam in the block. That's her 6th kill to lead the way for Bryant. Karina Barron the serve for the Bulldogs. Rock will take it. Long run for Hoffman. Tees it up for Ross. On the angle, it comes back over. Rock calls off Yellen. Hoffman to the middle. Ehrlich had to poke it over. Barron the bump set for Ugolini. Around the block. Yellen got it up. Ross again. Off the block. Right to Barron. Chance for Kohler. Back to Ocelli. Nice diving save by Hoffman. Ross again. Couldn't sneak it around.
Yeah, it looked like in midair, kind of adjusted to see if she could come right down the net and just maybe didn't quite have the conviction on it.
Yeah, didn't have time to really get her full approach there. Tried to change things up in midair. Bulldogs go back on top. Barron serve to Rock. Hoffman saved it. Good set to Ehrlich as well. On the overpass, tipped down. Nice save again. Tight set. Ugolini has to punch it. Hoffman for Ross. Blocked. Rock there for another save. Hoppus able to get a good pinball there. And that is just the first kill for Sam Hoppus tonight.
Yeah, Bryant's done a really good job on that side, as we've talked a lot about, but it's going to be important for the Eagles to get that side going, because obviously you can just commit so much to Ross defensively otherwise.
Hoppus and Harrington have been averaging better than a half dozen kills each this year. They only have 3 combined tonight. Big swing is in from Ugolini. Yellen let it go, thinking it was going to go out. That'll get us to a tie 100 from sets 2 through 4.
Yeah, they really adjusted in a major way, and the attack errors was crazy, how just 2 of them the rest of the match after that first set.
Rock swing picked up by Barron. Long run for Kohler. Ugolini with a push shot. Yellen will set for Hoppus. Off the high hands, Curran. Nice save by Camacho Castro. Free ball for BC. Mott will make that. Hoppus overpass, tipped. Hoffman back to Hoppus again. Tried to go down the line, and Barron wasn't quite ready for it.
Yes, good second decision by Hoffman there. Went back to the back set twice in a row, even after it didn't work the first time. And Bryant out of sorts enough that Hoppus could go to that back row, as you said, convert the point.
Feels like that was maybe a talking point for Jason Kennedy during the timeout. Chance for Ugolini. Around the block and in. Even out of system, Ugolini will make it work. Almost turning into a solo duel between her and Audrey Ross. Ugolini with the serve. That's long. Nat just got out of the way in time.
Good late read. Rock is the one who calls that.
Eagles get to their setter change. Mott returns along with Anna Harrington. serve. Camacho Castro, tight pass, over on 2 for Kohler. Again, does a good job waiting until that ball is right on top of her to make the decision.
And honestly, on that one, that may have been the only decision. It was that tight to the net. It would have been difficult to do anything else, but still how she can wait before appearing to make that decision is really what makes it so effective.
Nina Gavin with the serve. Tip from Rock, that'll land in. Just out of the reach of both Gavin and Curran. We talked about players earning expanded roles. We're seeing that from Danica Rock, who's
Absolutely.
been mostly a back row player this year. But now playing all 6 rotations. Her serve. Passed well to the middle. Push shot off of Mott and out.
That push shot's been really effective. It's not like when Bryant's gone to the middle, it's been, their middle's getting up super high and earning kills right on the logo, but they've been very effective with the push shot.
Some missed hits and tough for the defense to read sometimes. Long set for Mott, out to Ross, comes right back to Yelland. Mott will switch it up. Harrington jams it off Curran and out. First kill since early in the first set for Anna Harrington.
I think it was probably 2 or 3 of the best back sets we've seen from the Eagles setters over the last few sequences here.
Well, they are down a setter tonight. No Aubrey Moore for BC. We do have Millie Wolf as a 3rd setter on the bench. Curran able to win the strength battle there.
They've really done a good job minimizing the block, as we've talked about. When it's worked, it's important for BC, but again, still just 2 of them officially.
And none in this set. Curran serve. Rock handled that well. Harrington again. Just trading points now. And very quickly, BC gets back around to Hoffman and Hoppus. And Hoffman's been arguably the best server tonight for Boston College. Had that run of 3 aces in the first set. Another tough one here and an overpass. Ross says, let's handle it. Ehrlich, the left hand to Ocelli. Ugolini's tip, saved, no. Hoffman couldn't pop it up. Again, Bryant has the answer. No run for either team in a while.
Yeah, opposite to what we saw in that first set.
Barron serve, out wide. Jason Kennedy holding his sub. Looked like he was gonna make a change, but he keeps Ross in to serve here. Again, with all the back and forth, BC might be getting close to their sub limit. Ross hits the net tape and it works out for an ace. Well, that will lead to a timeout for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs took the first set 27-25. And this second set has not been separated by more than 3 points either way. Out of the middle, Ocelli pinballed it off Hoffman. Bulldogs have run that play a few times, and again, it works out. And now they get to bring on Camacho Castro to serve. They will also bring in Mackey for blocking here. And again, the setter Kohler will sit. Tough serve, Hoffman off the net. Rock just has to bump it over. Off the free ball, it's Ugolini, and that's long. And this where not having the setter comes into play there. That set was a little beyond the antenna.
We saw it work really well in that first set, closing it out. And obviously you're trading something.
Bella Ehrlich back to the line with BC back in front. Good pass from Ugolini, dumped over, returned by Roach. Quick reaction by the Eagle captain.
And because it's farther from the net that time, remember.
BC has the 2-point advantage, Eric, but the one part of this rotation is they don't have their best defensive player, Brooklyn Yelland, on the floor with the middle serving. Curran, a little bit of a tough pass. Ugolini's swing off the block. Ehrlich with a good pass there, though. Set back for Hoppus. That one snuck through.
You know, we talk about, it's the block, and sometimes it's not necessarily about literally recording a block, right? That's the block having an impact. It does enough. It allows the Eagles to play it out.
Set point for Ehrlich. Curran, Kohler to the middle. Ugolini down the line. Hoffman got enough of it. Hoppus on the angle, just missed. Well, she tried to go for it there.
And it was open. I mean, it is not a bad idea. Just pushed it a little bit long.
Well, Bryant saved a set point in the first. They save one in the second. And Jason Kennedy will take a timeout. It's Ugolini at the line. Probably no one. Jason Kennedy had subbed her out to give her a spell earlier. And now she's got to be part of the passing again with Ugolini serving to try to keep Bryant in the set.
The momentum certainly on the side of the Eagles right now.
Overpass comes right to Mackey. They set her, and Mackey put it off the block. Saved by Yellen. Hoppus over on 2. Pushed it wide. She called off Hoffman to send it over. Hoffman maybe was a little off balance, and Hoppus tried to catch the defense off guard.
Honestly, I think it's the second choice. It wasn't a bad idea. There was a little bit of room there. Just a touch off on the execution.
Eagles with another set point, and it goes away. Rock thought it was going long. Ugolini with the ace. Jason Kennedy thought about a challenge, but the ball was clearly in. And BC will burn their second timeout. Ugolini with 2 big serves. Bryant staves off 3 set points. So we remain tied at 24. And Ugolini still on serve. That one will go long. Easy decision that time for Rock. And the sophomore will have a chance to try to serve BC along here. Jason Kennedy thought about bringing on Savannah Curtis. He's checking to make sure he's got a sub left here. It was actually Hoppus who was slated to go back to serve. Rock was a little bit early in the rotation. So Hoffman stays in. She's setting in the front row right now. And Curtis with another set point for BC. Barron with a good pass. Kohler, back row. Ugolini into the net. And BC comes close but survives. 26-24. Couple tight sets. Home for a while. Danica Rock will start with the serve here in the third. Tough pass, and it's an ace. Ariana Ugolini not quite able to handle that. First ace in a while for the Eagles. They had 4 of them in the first set, but just 1 in the second. Rock, who's played a lot tonight, goes at Ugolini again. Madison Kohler sets it up, down the line. Nice shot there by Ruth Ocelli. It's been a very steady option on that right side.
Yeah, again, haven't seen a ton of those shots right down the line, but that was a good one.
6 kills for the freshman. Brooklyn Yellen takes the serve from Caitlin Curran out of the middle. That one sent long by Cornelia Roach. Bryant leading the hitting department, 209 to 181. Again, that's a matchup BC's won for the most part. Ross misjudged that one a little bit. That ball just died as it got past her. An ace for Curran.
Well, a factor in this match has been reading that back line. It's been at important moments on both sides.
Another good serve and another ace for Curran. Jason Kennedy shifted Ross over, wanted to just pass with 2. And Curran reeled off another good one. That time it's long. But again, that's a trade-off you'll make. Two aces for one error. Yelland back to serve now. Barron with the pass. Kohler, long set. Ugolini off the hand of Mott. Ugolini, the first hitter with double-digit kills. That's her 10th. On her way to a likely double-double. She's also got 7 digs and a couple aces. Karina Barron the serve for Bryant. Pass from Rock. Mott the back set. Harrington to the tip. Ocelli could only get a hand to it. Now a free ball for the Eagles. Mott to the back. Harrington again, able to hit that one. Barron just barely got under it, but Ocelli really didn't have an opportunity to do much with it.
Again, better one the second time, right? Really tight to the net. And nothing that Bryant could do.
6 kills for Harrington now. That's second on the team behind Ross with 9. Hannah Hoffman in to serve. Barron, good diving effort there. Tip, saved by Yelland. Pushed out, Ross off the block, picked up by Barron. Kohler to the middle again. Yelland can't get that one as it bounced off the tape from Talmadge. And again, the middle swings from Bryant, like you said, Eric, not necessarily overwhelming, but getting good bounces and throwing off the defense.
Yeah, they're definitely, again, as you said, some of them may even be miss-hits, but it's all worked pretty well.
Claudia Camacho Castro serving for the Bulldogs. That's long. Second missed serve of the set for the Bulldogs. That is half the BC points at the moment. And again, Jason Kennedy will make the move to give Ross a break in the back row. Allie Nat comes in to serve. Tough serve from Nat. Set up for Ugolini. It's off the block and out.
You know, as this continues to go on, and again, those first 2 sets are as deep as you can go. You look at Bryant, who played earlier today, second match of the day. And you look at Boston College, who's really played a lot. Really good shot there from Ehrlich. You know, it's what, 9 matches in 14 days for Boston College with some travel in there. Becomes a factor.
And just a matter of how much gas is left in the tank and what you can do with it. Off that big swing, Ehrlich serve. Overpass, Roach tips it. Popped up again. Somebody's in the net. I'm going to say Bryant. I think they got Kohler that time. So good serve from Ehrlich, and BC right back within 1. Tough pass. Barron sets it over. Curran slings it. Ehrlich with a pass. Set up for Hoppus, and that will drop. 4 kills now for Hoppus, and here's the freshman Ehrlich giving BC a lift.
You know, Hoppus, again, remember, it was, 10 swings before she got her first kill. But she's found a way to manage even on a tough day.
Good block there for Brock. Curran down the line, that's in. Was off the block anyway, so either way, score a point for the freshman. 5th kill for her. And again, Nina Gavin will come in to serve for the Bulldogs. And a line violation, on Gavin. That plant foot just coming down on the end line before the serve. So that'll go down as another miss. 3rd of the set for Bryant. We talked about that equation earlier.
It's a fine line, and it can catch up fairly quickly, but for the most part, serve has been a weapon for the Bulldogs.
Big block there from Roach. Turning aside the swing from London Hunt. Well, in the first set, or even in the second set, at one point it was 7 aces to 4 errors. Now it's 10 aces, but 11 errors. And there's an ace from Lucy Mott. Second of the set for BC. And again, the momentum swings in this match have been prominent and constant, really.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Mott again, that one sails on her a bit. That's only the 5th missed serve for the Eagles. Kohler heads to the back for Bryant. That's a good one from Nat. Slide ball, Harrington. That one is long.
And it's not something we see as much of in Jason Kennedy's offense as we see with some other teams, but
now with that 6-2, you usually have 3 hitting options, so you don't typically see that type of set run. Rock, a little off balance there. Kohler almost made contact with the net, and then the push goes wide from Curran. Missed the blocker hands there.
it's interesting to track where BC is on their sequences without Ross, who obviously comes back in now, and where they're going on some of those shots. Here they actually get ahead 11-10 before Ross comes back in.
Kohler, quick set. Curran off the block and out.
It's a great set. It's just really, really good.
And not an easy one either. That ball's still on its way up as it's getting to Kohler, but able to really get good push on that set out to Curran. Rock's pass, a good one. Set to Ross. Through the block, picked up by Curran. Back set. And that one tipped around Ross by Ocelli. Jason Kennedy had one last note for Ross just before she came back in. Tight set, Harrington tips. Barron has to step in. Big swing off the block and out again. Ugolini. Couple tools of the block. Jason Kennedy says, let's talk about it. Again, momentum swinging back and what to do with the block. Bryant hitting .500 right now in the third set. 8 kills already for the Bulldogs. And Curran with a good run at the line. Anna Harrington bounced it off the block. Kohler, tight set, tipped to Mott. Yellen spins it back for Ross. Pegs Curran. Barron can't make the save. First kill in a while for Audrey Ross. That puts her in double figures, though.
Yeah, she got to 9 so quickly. I think it was 9 on 21 swings. It took 9 swings to get the next one.
Kohler, again, tight to the net. Tip shot from Ugolini. Nice diving save there by Mott. Harrington, again, can't find open court. Ugolini around the block and in. Well, she's having a good start to the set. That's already her 3rd kill. Bulldogs have 9 already in the first 25 points. Barron with the serve. And Ross can't track it down. An ace for Barron. That's 11 now for the Bulldogs. They had 13 in the win over Stonehill this afternoon.
A rare passing error by Rock, who's been, as we've talked about, so important back there and is on the floor because of that role.
This one's clean. Quick set, Ehrlich's tip turned away. Just not quite where she wanted that ball.
Again, that setting the middle, as we've talked about. That last piece of the puzzle.
Largest lead of the set now for the Bulldogs. Rock again with a good pass. Set back, Harrington. Block was a little late to get there. Ugolini was drawn over to help out on the middle. And a good set by Mott all the way out to the antenna that time. Hoffman is back in. Good pass from Barron, set to the middle. And again, A little bit of a fumble from Talmadge, but just rolled it off the hand of Ehrlich.
It's almost been the most effective shot, right? Because, you know, the block's committing early. You kind of get them up in the air.
Ocelli going to serve for the first time. Hoffman to the middle. Ehrlich is blocked. Talmadge all over that one. Jason Kennedy senses this one's starting to get away from his group, so he'll use his second timeout. Of this 11-match win streak, Eric, they have been just a much more efficient team than their opposition offensively. But Bryant has flipped that script tonight as Hoppus able to put one away.
Probably her best swing of the night, and a good set from Hoffman as well.
And especially in this third set, Bryant still hitting .500. Eagles, even after that kill, hitting just $180. Allie Nat will serve. Sequoia Lane re-entering. So they bring Lane back in to play the front row in place of Danica Rock, who had been playing 6 rotations for the better part of the last 2 sets. Dumped over. Yellen with a good save. Set up by Ehrlich, and Lane can't put the ball away. Kohler, Ugolini, blocked by Ehrlich and Hoppus. That's just the 5th block for BC tonight, and the first in a while on Ugolini.
Obviously, the block's what stands out, but BC's done a much better job adjusting to Kohler going over on 2, right? First 2 times, she won the points easily. The last 2, BC's saved it and actually gotten their own point out of it.
Out of the middle, Yellen makes the reactionary play. Ehrlich couldn't pop it up. Good quick tip back down. It was either Kohler or Talmadge who got up the second time around.
It was the right play by Yellen. It was just ever so too strong on the touch.
Now Ugolini serves. Well out. Ehrlich back to the line. Into the middle, another miss hit, and another drop for Talmadge. A lot of backspin on that ball. It's 7 kills tonight for the junior Brooklyn Talmadge. Part of the America East All-Rookie team 2 years ago. Nina Gavin in to serve for Bryant. Pass by Nat. Hoffman the back set. Hoppus off the block and out.
What a great pass by Nat. That's what Jason Kennedy said to us about her, right? We know she's a freshman, but she is a calming influence out there. Surprisingly efficient.
BC hoping someone can get on a run at the line. Lucy Mott with the serve. Good pass from Ugolini. Out for Curran. Blocked but out. Only one blocker there, and Curran with a veteran swing. This is what Bryant has done well throughout the match tonight. They just have, since the first set, really not allowed BC to get on many extended runs. Tough pass there. Mott puts it up. Lane somehow found the angle. Ocelli off of Mott. That ball was probably going out. Largest lead of the set for Bryant. Jason Kennedy, I think, was hoping he had another timeout left. He does not. Kohler's serve into the net. It's going to make another change. Audrey Ross will come back into the front. Danica Rock will come in to serve. BC's got to be getting close to that sub limit. So again, all of these sets tonight have gone into the late stages. Rock serve. Ugolini's pass. Hunt turned away, kept alive for Curran. Right to Yelland. Mott back. Harrington put it away. Harrington got a good one-on-one matchup there. And that will lead to a Bryant timeout. Teresa Garlisi not wanting to see the Eagles gain any momentum here. Bulldog even one apiece here in Chestnut Hill. And this has been certainly, Eric, a very interesting chess match with little adjustments here and there from both sides.
Yeah, absolutely, it has been. And you've talked about how momentum obviously always plays a big part, but it's felt especially so today.
Ugolini just has to fire it across. Harrington again goes to the tip and scores. Now BC making sure to get Harrington and Hoppus more involved, and slowly but surely their offense is starting to come through for BC.
Harrington's made a couple of really good choices here. Last couple of points.
Rock serve goes short. Barron got under it. Set to the middle for Curran. That one's out. Hit the official in the foot, and the official standing beyond the end line. Bryant is going to challenge this, though. On a 4-0 run with a chance to tie the set. Barron takes the pass. Kohler to Curran. Down the line. Block was in the net, so either way, would have been Bryant's point. The ball landed in.
Yep.
It's like the block guessed wrong a little bit that time. Roach was drawn into the middle, so Harrington was all alone with Curran. Now the freshman Curran serves and gets an ace. Boy, terrific movement on that ball. Just like that, two quick answers from the talented freshman for Bryant Bulldogs with set point. Rock plays it. Mott, Ross blocked, but out. Just got out of the way of that ball.
Out.
Only 2 kills in the set for Audrey Ross. Eagles fight off one set point, but they need a couple more. Yelland goes back to serve. Back set Ocelli. Down the line, out wide. Boy, Ross took up a ton of real estate up there. And Bryant's going to take a timeout. Second and final timeout for the Bulldogs. Eagles fighting straight. And then a couple misplays by the Bulldogs. And now Brooklyn Yelland has an opportunity to extend the set once again. Ben Ultra, Eric Galanti here with you tonight from the Cannell Center on ACC Network Extra. Serves a good one. Kohler sets. Ugolini picked up by Rock. Mott puts it on top and over. Tipped. Rock can't get there. Just found a home in front of her on the push from Hunt. And Bryant able to hold on for a 25-23 third set victory. BC will have to try to rally to force a fifth win to win in 5. It's the only time they've gone to 5 sets this, only twice they've gone to 5 sets this year. Start of the fourth, a tip from Anna Harrington. Dug by Ocelli, back row swing, Ugolini, Rock. Yelland sets it up for Audrey Ross. Off Barron and out. And as much as we talked about Audrey Ross over the first 2 sets, she only had 2 kills in the third, so even in maybe just a front row role, they need more of her.
Yeah, just the combination of Bryant did a really good job against her, and then the Eagles got caught in some rotations with her off the floor, it felt like, for long periods of time.
Yelland with the serve, Barron the pass. Kohler to the middle. Hunt picked up by Yelland. And they got the block in the net. Ehrlich that time. So a missed opportunity there with Yelland making a good defensive play on the middle tip. Curran serving. Pass from Rock. Mott, Ross. That one didn't stand a chance. Ball just beat the block to the spot that time, and that's been customary in Jason Kennedy's offense ever since he arrived.
Well, again, if you're talking about a need to bounce back, right? First 2 swings, got to be really happy with what you got there from Ross.
Up to 13 kills now, hitting over 300 on the night. Pop-up serve from Hoffman that time. Yelland with another nice save out of the middle. And Ross slams another one.
Heck of a start.
Just like on Thursday against Harvard, Ross and Yelland feel like they are more often than not the tone setters for BC. Hoffman serve, an ace! Curran a bit of a late reaction there, and how about the night for Hannah Hoffman serving 4 aces?
2 digs away from a double-double.
Curran gets the pass off here. Ocelli down the line. Yellen returned it with the chest, and then Ocelli tips it right back down. Libero Barron serving now for Bryant. Rock there with the pass. Yelland comes over to set it up for Ross. That one just wide. But again, solid contact.
And, you know, credit the sets as well. She's really been able to get up high and have that good attacking angle.
Shorter set for Ross this time, has to go to the tip. Back it goes to Ocelli, and she tools the block of Ross. Ocelli's been very solid out on that right side, now with 10 kills. Former all-district first teamer out of Sugar Land, Texas. Hoffman, back set, too short, but Hoppus with a great angle there.
Remember, she tried that earlier to go for that angle, and it was open, but went with a full swing and missed long. That time chooses the same angle, but again, kind of goes with the two-hand, softer approach, and it works well.
Lane looked like she was going to check in. Now they bring her back to the bench as Ross serves. Ugolini down the line, out wide, but off the block. 14 for Ugolini, 14 for Ross. The duel starting back up again. And again, Ocelli stays in to serve. Ross will take the pass. Back set, Hoppus. Ocelli with a dig. Ugolini blocked. Boy, a lot in that rally that just hasn't played to trend tonight, between the serving, the passing, and then the BC block to finish it.
The block was in a good spot there. And again, with Rock getting more time in the front row than what we've seen recently, her blocking ability becomes crucial as well.
Bella Ehrlich serve, dumped over by Kohler, and Ross couldn't get down to the floor in time. That'll be the 5th kill for Kohler. Ross, tough pass. Hoppus brings it back to the middle. Roach calls everybody off. On the free ball, slide. Ross got in front of that one. Yelland sets it up for Rock. Blocked, put back over. Bryant saying there was no block, it was a 4th contact. Curran put it off the block and out. So either way, the Bulldogs get the point. They don't have to hope for an appeal. Again, the Bulldogs have lost both their challenges, so they don't have any left. They wouldn't have been able to challenge for a non-touch call there. Ugolini serve into the net.
So we've talked about that back and forth. That's up to 14 errors versus 12 aces.
Meanwhile, BC just on the right side of the ledger, 8 aces, 5 errors. Mott serve, a good one. Set to the slide and put away nicely by Talmadge. It's the 7th kill for Brooklyn Talmadge. She has not made an error tonight. And they haven't all been picture-perfect swings, but they've all found the floor. Nina Gavin with the serve. Rock got over to pass it. Popped up by Roach for Rock. Powered off the block and out.
Good job by Roach in a tough moment to give Rock a shot.
Just trusted her to make a play with the swing, and she did. Now Rock to serve. Camacho Castro back in, had the pass. Tip from Ugolini, Harrington all over it. Mott, oh, tough set. Ross has to tip it over with the left hand. Big swing, Curran off the block and out. Ross having to resort to that tip. Gave Bryant a chance to make a play. Kohler comes up a little short. That'll put Yelland back at the line. Overpass right to Harrington. Hunt did her best to get a piece of it, but
she really did, and give her some credit there. But
Anna Harrington back in double figures. Yeah, it only played a couple sets last night against Stonehill, but if you sort of take that one out of the equation, when she's been in the rotation, she's been a regular double-digit killer. Ehrlich, easy pickings for her.
2 in a row.
11-9, the BC lead here in the fourth. Eagles need to win it to force a fifth. That one, did it catch Ugolini? The corner official says yes. Stan agrees.
Yep, tried to spin out of the way and just couldn't get out of the way in time.
That's a second ace for Yelland. 9th of the night for BC. Barron takes that one. Quick set, Hunt. Nice stab by Mott. Harrington to the tip. It tumbles over. Pushed over right to Yelland. And that'll be a double contact. Jason Kennedy had the 2 fingers in the air. That's the risk now on those 2-hand push shots over the net. They're being called so much more strictly because they're allowing more double contacts to the setters.
Right.
Not the rule change that started last year. Kohler, nice save. Tipped over to Mott. Yelland, long set back for Ross. Off the block, playable for Kohler. Barron. And that one into the net from Ocelli. A rare miss for her. But she was on her offside.
Yeah, it just didn't quite get high enough.
All of a sudden, this Bryant offense that looked like it could do no wrong, having some trouble finding their swing. Out of the middle, Curran has no trouble with that.
Well, there's that middle.
Give Curran plenty of time to see the block on that high set as well. Her serve is out, though. That's already 3 missed serves in the set for the Bulldogs. And Boston College in Euro in the loss column when ACC play starts next weekend. But Bryant has given them everything and more tonight. Ugolini out of the middle, picked up, though, by Hoffman. Hoppus well in from the antenna, opted for the tip. Kohler was on it. Ocelli. Saved by Hoffman. Nobody can get to the second ball. Hoppus was the closest to it, but it was out of her reach. Much needed point out of the timeout for Bryant. Eagles had been on a 6-1 run, and Bulldogs offense had gone a little quiet. Barron's serve. Tough pass, overpass by Rock, and then Yelland took the hit from Talmadge. Ross off the block. Ugolini there. Back set for Ocelli. Turned away. Kept alive, though. May have been a double contact somewhere in there. The swing long from Ugolini. So either way, BC survives the point purely on the positioning from Brooklyn Yellen.
Yeah, and again, Yellen's so important to what Boston College is trying to do. You know, the amazing thing, you mentioned it, Bryant's offense going a bit quiet. It's not like their hit percentage is that poor in this set. It's just kind of off what they were doing earlier, but it's plays like that that'll get them back in.
Ugolini able to muscle through the block that time. Yeah, still hitting over 250 after that kill, and already 11 kills in the set. Ocelli back to serve. Ross got low for the pass. Back set Hoppus, and she's able to tool the block. Hoppus now up to 8 kills, and again, it's the right side that's been critical here for BC. If Harrington and Hoppus have been able to contribute, the attack that much more diversified.
And it's, you know, again, it took 9 swings for her first kill. It's 8 in her last 14 swings now for Hoppus.
That one deflected to Ross. Set up for Rock. Push off the block. Kohler pulls it out. Long set out for Ugolini. The block is there. Roach and Hoppus had a good read on that one. And Bryant will use a timeout. Eagles coming off just their 7th block of the night. Bryant's done a good job hitting off it, hitting around it, hitting through it. And keeping that block off balance, which has been a strength of BC's all season long. Out of the timeout, a back row shot from Curran. So again, they dial up something different. Rock off the set from Ross. Ugolini brings it back. Playable for Curran. Off the bump. Free ball for BC. Back to Hoppus. Down the line. Off Barron and out. Another nice back set from Hannah Hoffman, who this might be having her best performance in a BC jersey.
I think so. And again, really on a day that they needed it in a major way. Again, down a setter over the last couple of days. And 16 assists, 10 digs, 4 aces. Really quite a performance.
She had really only seen very spotty duty over the first 3 years of her career. Coming into the season, Jason Kennedy said she had really worked hard on her ball distribution. The serve has always been a strength. That ball pinballed around. Ross couldn't get a final punch over.
And again, though, as a final point on that, you know, the first weekend of the year, DC again down a setter at times, and Jason Kennedy was pretty pleased with what he got. And again, it just leads to a little more opportunity, a little more trust that you ride it a little bit in a situation where you might need that extra setter.
That's another missed serve. It just drifted on Ugolini.
So again, that we've talked about it a lot, but that back and forth has been, you know, for Bryant, way too skewed the wrong way on the serve here in this 4th set.
Here goes Mott. She and fellow sophomore Aubrey Moore, at least through sort of the trip to Arkansas and last home weekend, had handled the majority of the setting duties. But Hoffman coming back in this weekend, making the most of her opportunity. Rock off the block, and it's in the net. That might be the first net call against Bryant tonight. And again, it's those little things, those miscues that Bryant has just played such a clean match to this point. And now BC firmly in the driver's seat, up 21-13. Mott serve at Barron. That'll drop for an ace. Double-digit aces now for the Eagles. A 3rd of the night for Mott. Make that 2nd. This is the biggest spread we've seen in any set. New setter, by the way, on the floor for Bryant. As Roach turned that one away, Yellen saved the tip. Ross sets it up for Rock. Barron can't control it. And Bryant looking for some answers here late in the 4th, trailing 23-13. They give Kohler a little bit of a spell. Melas Ishik, the senior from Turkey, setting in the ballgame. Leah Mackey in there as well for the Bulldogs as they try to mount a furious comeback. And Curran will start it off with that tool of the block. Ishik's played in just 9 sets this year. As Gavin will come in to serve. BC just looking to play this one out. Force a winner-take-all fifth set. Rock with a good pass. Mott to the middle. Roach tumbles it through. A little bit of a quiet night for Roach, but she gets one there.
Efficient, though, with the opportunities she's gotten, right? Only 8 attempts, but 5 kills and a 500 hit percentage.
Set point for BC. Rock with the serve. Off the net. Oh, that almost dropped. Back to Mackey. Mott able to get underneath it. Yelland for Ross. She jams it through. Tack on another for Audrey Ross. We're going the distance tonight in Chestnut Hill. Boston College, their winning streak on the ropes, but they will battle to a fifth.
But it's a real point of emphasis this year, and they have a chance to totally flip that and go 3-0 if they can find a way.
Madison Kohler starts it off with an ace. That ball just kind of died as it made its way across the net. Rock had no momentum as she couldn't pop it up.
The last time BC went 5 was against UAlbany in the final game last weekend. And that one was a crazy fifth set. Both teams having match point.
Harrington roll shot. Ugolini taps. Ross pops it up. Mott pushes it out. Ross high off the block. Barron sets for Ocelli. And Mott can't handle it. Good start to the fifth for Bryant. Yeah, you mentioned that match last weekend against the Great Danes. BC had a commanding lead in the fifth before the Danes went on a run late to make it close. Kohler's serve, a good one. Set for Ross. She puts it away. Hard angle cut there.
Well, you've been talking about how the kind of mano-a-mano matchup between Ross and Ugolini has kind of been a microcosm of the match as a whole, and similar, just Ross in the fact how she was kind of quiet in that third set, but has just come back in a major way ever since the start of the fourth.
Yellen serve, taken by Curran. That was going to be close to going long. Tip, saved by Mott. Yellen got to it. Harrington keeps it in. Kohler tees it up, and Hunt pushed it out. Tried to go for the line and just barely missed.
Remember that. We got a long way to go, obviously, but remember that one, depending on how this set, because that was open there.
Yellen made an unbelievable play just to extend that point for BC. Her serve, overpass, tapped down by Ehrlich. Terrific serve by the libero. 2-point run Bryant, 3-point run BC. It's been almost the story of this entire match. Mini runs this way and that. Curran takes the pass. Kohler sets it back. Ugolini dug by Rock. Mott got to it for Ross. She is blocked but out. Oh, it just missed the line. And remember, Bryant does not have a challenge, so that even if they wanted to look at it, they can't. "17 kills for Audrey Ross tonight. Ocelli on her offside. Past Mott, it was in. She was hoping it was not.
Kind of backed off thinking it might not be, and just a really good positioning on that shot.
Ugolini back to serve, trying to tie it for the Bulldogs. Short serve, Rock just got there. Ehrlich didn't get all of it, but the block's in the net.
Well, as you said, we didn't see much of that, and then 2 big ones in a row.
Couple unforced errors on the Bulldogs here in the fifth. The tip wide by Hunt, and then the block in the net there. BC gets to their setter switch. Hoffman on to serve. She's got 4 aces tonight. That's a career high. Ugolini handles that one, though. Curran blocked out. Hoppus couldn't turn it back in. You can feel the weight of every point now. Barron serve off the net. Ehrlich made the adjustment. Back set, Hoppus, the tip, and it drops. Barron, I think, had gotten there, but Ocelli knocked it away from her.
Yeah, if Barron has that lane clear, she has a good chance to get it. But just really good adjustment by Ehrlich in real time. Allows Boston College to play that point out.
Hoppus in double figures now with 10 kills. Ross's serve. Ocelli, roll shot. Hoffman got to it. Hoppus puts it up. Rock well off the net. Back set to Curran. Boy, Ugolini came in with a head of steam.
That's 16, and a bunch of them have come from that back row. What a weapon.
Ocelli, Yelland, clean pass. Hoffman, back set, Hoppus off balance. Saved by Ugolini. Curran off the block and out of the reach of Rock. Bryant able to string together 2 in a row to tie it at 6. Short serve, Ehrlich's pass. Tipped, Yellen put it over, and it just landed out. Almost another miraculous play by Yelland.
Three points in a row for the last 5 now for Bryant.
Ross gets the pass in, set to Hoppus. That one punched wide. BC claiming it was tipped.
Yeah, I think it was.
And yeah, they do make the call. I think that was the stand official who overruled it there. Again, goes back to Bryant does not have a challenge.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to live with the call here.
Poor Teresa Garlisi had already started walking to switch sides and couldn't believe it when she realized it wasn't their point. What a break that was. Again, all the momentum was on the side of Bryant.
Savannah Curtis brought in to serve for Ehrlich. And Kohler able to track it down. Free ball coming though. Ross. Hoffman to the middle. And Roach sneaks it through. And just when it felt like Bryant had turned, momentum again swings back. Eagles lead at 8-7 as we take a timeout. We're in the 5th here at the Cannell Center. On the floor, they didn't want to take the timeout. Eager to go on with this 5th set. It's been another back and forth battle. Savannah Curtis with an 8-7 BC lead. Another tough serve. Curran will get a swing at it. Curtis there with a dig. Hoffman back row set for Ross. She finds the line. Have not seen the back row set much tonight for BC.
What a great shot. Ross goes up to 18 kills.
Eagles answer a 3-0 run with a 3-0 run. Curtis into the net. Well, she had put a couple tough ones over. That one left short. Curran's been a tough serve and gets an ace. Again, sinking quickly in front of Audrey Ross. This time it's Rock's pass. Hoffman sets it back. Hoppus put it away. Tooling the block. Sam Hoppus. Hoffman now eclipsing the 20 assist mark for the 2nd time in as many nights. Now you look at what the young setters have done alongside the senior Hoffman this year.
And again, not that this is, she's gotten to 20 before, but to do it with 11 digs and the 4 aces as well, maybe the game of her career.
Slide ball. Ross got a piece, and Mott can't get there. It was a long run. Mott had the better angle, but couldn't track it all the way down. Talmadge now in double figures. That's 4 players for Bryant with at least 10 kills. All even at 10 as Gavin comes in to serve. Rock with the pass. Mott sets it to her. Rock off the block and off the official stand. They brought in Mackey for the blocking, but she didn't have a chance to make a play there.
And again, you mentioned it the other day with Rock. A swing in a massive spot, and she executes.
6 kills. That's a career high for her. Now Ross returns to the front row. That's big for BC in this spot. Rock serve. Clean pass from Curran. Set. Ugolini. Blocked. Kept alive. No. Harrington was all over it. Jason Kennedy says that's what you're up there for. And a big high five for Anna Harrington as Bryant will use their first timeout. Eagles nudge in front by a pair. Bulldogs still have a timeout left, down by a pair. Danica Rock at the line for BC as the Eagles try to extend their program record win streak to 12 in a row to open the 2025 season. They would go into ACC play as only one of 2 undefeateds in that league. The other is Clemson. Barron, tough pass, pushed over, right to Yelland. Mott, Roach just got there. Nice save by Camacho Castro. Ugolini tip, Rock, Mott, it's Ross, it's blocked! She really didn't get much of an approach, and London Hunt smothered it.
Yeah, it was falling back on it, and Bryant did a really good job to read the block.
Kohler was serve. Rock, a little unsteady, but is there. Ross blocked again. Didn't want to take a chance to see where that one was going to land. Harrington kept alive. Ugolini, Yelland can't control it. What a great save there by Kohler. Oh, nice save by Roach. Mott out for Ross. Curran will have to bring it back. Ugolini rolls it right to Yelland. Mott back for Harrington. Hammered it off Curran and out. That's a really confident swing from Anna Harrington.
Probably her best, or certainly one of her best of the match in a big spot. You know, you got to give some credit. Bryant's going to take a timeout to these Eagles' right sides because, again, it was not a great day to start. And the fact that, you know, I'm paired with Mott the last couple of days. A natural middle, again, so she has that blocking ability as well on the right side. Jason Kennedy called her maybe the best right side blocker, or one of them that we've had here.
Harrington hitting over 300 tonight. She's over just over 350 on the season, which you'll take that from any pin hitter, especially a right side. Brooklyn Yelland serving for BC. Eagles still have a timeout left. Bryant looking for the side out. Pass from Curran, set to the middle for Ugolini, it's blocked. Barron there though. Ocelli through the block, and Mott couldn't punch it back. Now the block was there, but a great save by the libero, Karina Barron.
Might have to get rid of 1 by 2 to get us to a conclusion of this match.
Ugolini at the line. Rock couldn't handle it. An ace for Ugolini. Timeout BC. Well, this has been the deciding factor all night. Bryant's serve versus BC's serve receive. Eagles are going to pass with Yelland and Rock here against Ugolini, who served out the third set for Bryant. Match is on her hands. 14-13 Bulldogs. Rock got to it. Set back. Harrington missed it! For just the second time in program history, the Bryant Bulldogs have upset Boston College, and they hand the Eagles their first loss of the year.